Namaste folks, and welcome back to another epic adventure. Today we're in the mighty Himalayas and I invite you to join me on an absolutely awe-inspiring journey through the country of Nepal. Are you ready? Let's go. Folks, as we set out to begin our new adventure here in Nepal this time, I thought we'd start right here in its capital, Kathmandu. So yes, I hopped on board this traditional rickshaw, heading out to explore the city. So are you ready to explore Kathmandu with me today? Soak up its beautiful architecture, its vibe, its culture, and its chaos. Let's go. Nepal has been on my bucket list for ages. I mean, there was always something that prevented me from coming here, be it the weather, that it wasn't the right time of the year, be it an earthquake, be it the pandemic, or some other reason. But this time, I was in northern India, so not so far. This is April, one of the best times of the year to visit Nepal, so I thought, you know what, I'm not letting this chance go. And here I am, finally fulfilling my dream of visiting Nepal. So, I mean, I've only been here a few days in Kathmandu. This is just my in and out points before I head out into the Himalayas. But what are my impressions so far? Frankly, it's very hard to put it in words. All I can say is, wow. The city of Kathmandu has attracted travelers and spirituality seekers for centuries, and frankly, I totally understand why. Join me as we continue to explore Kathmandu and then head out into the mountains to explore the rooftop of the world. Good morning, folks, and welcome back to another beautiful morning and another pristine blue sky here in Nepal. Right now, I decided to venture outside of Kathmandu. I mean, don't get me wrong, Kathmandu is amazing, but let's be frank, Kathmandu is the capital of Nepal, so obviously it is busy, there is a lot of traffic. And a friend of mine said, hey, before you leave this place, head out around 45 minutes drive and check out a smaller provincial town called Bhaktapur. It is absolutely stunning, it's got great architecture, it's got a lot of culture, and it is a whole lot more relaxed. So, hey, I mean, why not? So right now I am in Bhaktapur, and more precisely in Bhaktapur's Dharma Square. As you can see, compared with Kathmandu's Dharma Square, this place is a whole lot more quiet, a whole lot more laid back, and frankly, it seems a whole lot bigger, which is surprising because you would think that the Dharma Square in the capital would be the biggest, but no. Actually, Bhaktapur Dharma Square is the biggest of all the Dharma Squares here in Nepal. So, this morning, I invite you to just soak up the vibe of Bhaktapur, roam around Dharma Square, roam around the old town, check out its people, check out its architecture, and just indulge in the tranquility and beauty of this little provincial town. I just found a little lady here doing some vegetable snacks. It is 9:15 in the morning. Frankly, I didn't have breakfast. I left really early the hotel. I had 2 coffees just to get me going. So let me buy a few of these veggie snacks to give me some energy so I can create more content for you guys and show you more of Bhaktapur. Okay, I'll have some too. Let's serve the ladies first. That's a bit too fatty for me. I'm too fat, not allowed. So I'll take the 4.20, yeah? Oh, no problem. You make fresh ones. Oh, okay. She's making fresh ones, so we'll get them hot. For me? Thank you. All right, guys, check this out. Freshly baked, and yeah, don't worry. I mean, it's on an old book, but that's how we do it out here. It's absolutely fine. They're fresh out of the oil, so no need to be scared. They are gonna be yummy. What is the name of it? Newari Bhaktapur, right here on my plate. Guys, these are so hot. I mean, they're literally out of the fire. Oh man, these are good.
I think I would insult it if I say it's a falafel, but it's crispy on the outside, soft on the inside, full of veg. You don't know what you're missing.
So what I just showed you is not wasted food or anything. I mean, quite the contrary. It's actually a very sacred thing. It's an offering. And you will find this in a lot of Buddhist and Hindu countries all over the world. I mean, obviously here in Nepal, but also in India, in Sri Lanka, and even in Indonesia, places like Bali, people do this all the time. It's a sign of goodwill, it's an offering to the gods, and it bestows blessings on the household. It bestows good business for the business owner. It bestows protection to the people that live in the house. So if you see a pile of food and flowers together with maybe an incense stick and some curcumin, that means it's an offering. And especially in countries where there is a lot of natural disasters, like in Indonesia, like here in Nepal, people always make offerings for their protection, for their well-being, and for the safety of their family. Intense. Let's check it out. One thing that I've noticed here in Bhaktapur, in contrast to Kathmandu, is that people here are a whole lot more traditional, like these two gentlemen next to me. I mean, Kathmandu is a modern city, everybody dresses in trainers and Western clothing, but frankly, here in Bhaktapur, the ladies and gentlemen still dress in their original traditional clothing, and I think that's super amazing. You guys are awesome. Fantastic. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you. These guys are so cool. I wish I would be in their form when I'm their age. So let's continue to explore Bhaktapur. this right here brings us to the end of our visit of Bhaktapur. However, let's continue this adventure. Good morning, folks, and yes, it is bus time again. I know I look like hell, kids. I woke up really early this morning. But hey, I have to catch a bus to our next destination. I'm at the 0 kilometer bus stand here in Pokhara, ready to get onto my bus and head out to our next destination. Where are we going? I am taking you to the previously forbidden kingdom of Mustang. I hear that this road is one of the most perilous roads in the world, and frankly I was like thinking maybe I should fly, but when I googled the airport, this airport too is one of the most perilous airports in the world. So I think the amounts of planes that crash there, you cannot count them on your two hands because they're just too much. So I thought, you know what, let's take the road. So let me get checked in, let me get on board, and then take you on this thrilling ride to the forbidden kingdom of Mustang. What is that?
It's a black tea.
It's black tea. Oh yeah, little pit stop here. Black tea with sugar. Oh man, it feels good. I can definitely feel the temperatures are dropping, and yeah, we haven't even reached yet, so. Folks, it feels good to stretch once again. I think we've done 5, maybe 6 hours on the bus, and you've seen the thrill. I mean, it is it is something else. Now time for some dal bhat, some energy, and then I guess we have 2 more hours to go until we reach the forbidden kingdom of Mustang. Welcome to the rooftop of the world. Yes, indeed. Welcome to the mighty Himalayas. More precisely, welcome to Mustang, formerly known as the Forbidden Kingdom of Low. Mustang is super unique. I mean, not just its geographical properties, because it is maybe Nepal's most arid landscape, as it lies in the rain shadow of the mighty Himalayas. After 1 p.m, the winds pick up and it gets super windy and super dusty. Life for the locals here is not easy. It is super exposed, it gets super cold, it gets super windy. But hey, it is also an absolutely majestic landscape. Also, Mustang is the gateway to Tibet. When China occupied Tibet, a lot of the Tibetan rural folks and Buddhist monks left Tibet, fled across the border and came here to Mustang. And that is why you will find so many Tibetan migrants, minority tribes, Tibetan Buddhist monks, Tibetan monasteries, and a whole lot of Tibetan culture. This place is absolutely awe-inspiring. I find it hard to find the right words to describe the majesty of this landscape, but maybe I will just let the pictures talk. So join me on this exploration of the mighty, mighty Mustang, aka the formerly Forbidden Kingdom of Flow. Right now, we're about to enter Marpha. It's been on my bucket list for a long time, and I finally made it here. Marpha is super special. Not only is it a small village, but it has preserved so much of its ancient heritage. All the houses that you see in this village are still traditional old Nepalese brick houses, painted in white or just left natural, and there is so much culture in this place that I'm really thrilled to finally be here. Another fact, which is a really cool fact, is that the village gates of Marpha, which I'm standing outside of right now, are so narrow that you cannot bring a car into this place. So no cars and no buses, no trucks, no nothing like that here in Marpha, but the only thing you can enter the village with is by motorcycle, bicycle, or rickshaw. Let's enter Marpha and let me show you this beautiful historic Himalayan village. Yes, yes, it is already getting windy here in Mustang. Usually the winds pick up after 1 p.m. But right now it is only 11:30 and the mighty, mighty Mustang winds are already picking up. And we are crossing one of the treacherous hanging bridges, shaking and swaying here in the beautiful highlands of Nepal. Mustang, you give me goosebumps every day. Walking through these landscapes here in the Himalayas sometimes doesn't quite feel like planet Earth. I mean, this right here is a riverbed and it is rather dry right now because obviously it is not the wet season and there is not a lot of snow melt. But can you imagine once the floods hit this and this riverbed turns into one massive roaring river? It is incredible. And right in front of me is a massive glacier. Oh yeah, the incredible natural beauty, the aridness, and the magic of Mustang. Nepal, sometimes you truly have me lost for words. While trekking, I came across another marvel of nature. I mean, guys, look at this beautiful emerald color lake. It's got massive fish in there, but you are not really supposed to be fishing in here because from the signage I can see that this is a holy lake. This is actually water that is considered holy water by one of the monasteries, and these fish in these waters are also considered holy. So no eating, but you can feed them and you can admire them. And I got a bit of snacks and crumbles in my bag, so let me see if I can tease them out and get them in front of the camera. Oh man, seriously, I don't know how often I'm gonna say this in this video, but there is something so spiritual, I mean something that words cannot describe, that you feel up here in the Himalayas. I mean, I guess it is that feeling that makes you feel insignificant as a human. I said it in the Lao video, I said it when I stood at the rim of the volcano in Indonesia. And of course, I'm gonna say it here amidst these mighty Himalayan mountains. I mean, you look at the shape of these mountains, the tectonic power is just intimidating. You look at these towering glaciers that, I mean, you can't go up there. The air is so thin, you need oxygen. I mean, you know, people who climb K2 or Everest or any of these mountains not only risk their lives because it is so dangerous, because there's no roads and no paths, But it's altitude sickness, lack of oxygen, and all these things that kind of show you that human life in this area is not easy. And I mean, like I said before, when you see the locals, how hard they work, and you know, especially here in Mustang, it's so arid, and it's in the rain shadow of the Himalayas, so they don't get much rain. The only water they get is pretty much the snow melt from the mountains in the warmer season, like now. A few lakes like this, maybe a few springs. So it's very hard to do farming, and you can't grow rice up here. It's too high. So what they grow is buckwheat, which is sort of similar to rice. But I mean, yeah, you got to earn your living out here, and all of that combined just is super humbling. So let's continue walking around these mighty, mighty Himalayan landscapes, and let me show you more of magical Nepal. Alright guys, we're now at about 3,800 meters above sea level on a on a pilgrimage trail. I'm fine, sir. I'm very fine. Good morning to you too. The oxygen levels are very low, but the spirituality levels are super high. You can see there's quite a lot of traffic on this road, because this is a pilgrimage route. We are on the way to the world's highest temple dedicated to the Hindu god Vishnu, which is the Mukthinath Temple. Surrounded by the snowy peaks of the Himalayas, let's continue our pilgrimage and join these people from Nepal, India, and the rest of the world. Good morning! Guess what I found here on the spiritual pilgrimage site of Mukthinath? I found the Bob Marley Hotel. And frankly, it seemed kind of out of place, because it was like, Bob Marley here, first of all, in Nepal, second of all, on a Hindu pilgrimage site. But it turns out Bob Marley actually came here, stayed here, did the obligatory smoking of his weed, and I'm not sure if he performed there or anything, but I find that super interesting. Bob Marley in Nepal. Bob Marley in Mustang. Alright guys, the oxygen levels here are super low. I mean, this isn't even a steep climb or anything, but it feels so intense.
then look at these ladies here behind me and all these people who make it look so effortless, but that shows you the difference between mountain people and city people. So let's continue our walk up these stairs to the Mukthinath Temple. Mukthinath Temple is not only the world's highest elevation temple for the Hindu gods Shiva and Vishnu, but it's also a place where many sages came to meditate and found enlightenment over the centuries. And most importantly, way before all these religions took place, this was a place of natural worship. People until this day come here to worship all four elements. Of course, the ground, the beautiful purity of the air, as well as water and fire. I invite you today to just roam around with me, soak up the spirituality, soak up the atmosphere of Sri Mukthinath Temple. And yes, as I said in the intro, the air out here is really thin. I mean, walking up here was so strainful, and I can barely breathe and talk. But it makes up for the intense spirituality and energy here on the premises. Let's check out Sri Mukthinath Temple. Bye. This place is classic. What you see behind me here is actually holy water that is coming out of the mouth of a cow. 108 of these springs coming out of the water, symbolizing the mythical Hindu number 108. folks, I wanted to introduce Pravil as well, who is my local friend who agreed to take me around and take me to these amazing places which I would have never found on my own. So he knows a lot more. He's from Nepal. Can you guess? So listen, Pravil, one question I always wanted to know. These Tibetan prayer wheels, what are they about? What's the meaning?
It's the meaning of Om Mani Padme Om means your inner peace, wisdom, and the compassion.
Wow. So why do people spin it? What's the idea of making it spin and making it ring?
Because it's a belief that if you spring this money, the good things will come on you.
So I wish you guys many good things. And I'm going to take you inside and spin the wheel with you. And remember, when you come to Tibet or you come to Nepal, spin it clockwise. Never spin it anti-clockwise. Can you explain me the meaning of these two symbols on the Nepalese flag?
Yes.
Is it the sun and the stars?
Yes,
the moon?
yes. Our leaders, Putin and Saha, they thought until this expire, until this end,
Yes.
the Nepal will remain in the world. Yes, this is the symbol of this moon or sun.
Right. So as long as there is the moon and the
Yes.
sun, Nepal will exist and be prosperous.
Yes.
Amazing, sir. Thank you so much for the insight. It's been such a
Thank you
pleasure.
so much.
Thank
How
you.
did you feel about my country?
Your country is amazing. I think it's very hard to put in words because words are so basic. But I think, I've seen the Alps. I've seen the Sierra Nevada in California. All of these are beautiful snow-covered mountains. But the Himalayas, it's the top of the world.
Amazing, yes.
And I said earlier, for us, the altitude here, the air is very thin. If we get, just walking up is very strainful. But the spiritual energy is absolutely fantastic. So yeah, Nepal and especially Mukthinath has been amazing, sir. Thank you. Thank you for your time.
Yes, God bless you. And another one thing I want to tell you.
Yes.
You will spread all over the world.
Yes.
The Buddha was born in Nepal, not
Absolutely.
India.
No.
Another matters. I want to tell the whole as well as you and all over the world.
Guys,
people.
this
Yes.
is so true and important.
Yes.
Everybody thinks, even I have family literally all over the world. I have, even Sri Lanka, India, believe when you ask them about Buddhism that the Buddha was born in Lumbini and they believe Lumbini is in India. But it's not.
Yes.
The Buddha was born right here in Nepal. Yes. So remember, guys, the Buddha was born right here in Nepal.
Jai Desh, Jai Nepal.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. While hiking, I came across this beautiful sight. These are Himalayan mountain goats. And they're cute on their own, but in this landscape, oh man. Thank you, Nepal. You seriously give me goosebumps on every turn. If you guys not convinced yet, don't be afraid of the cold. Don't be afraid of sore throats and maybe losing your voice, but the experience, priceless. Come to Nepal. Let's get back on the road. Oh, excuse the mask, but the Mustang wind is ice and chilly, and it is super dusty. So yes, I decided to put on my mask. It's a good lesson I learned in Laos. And I'm hiking up towards a little cave, because back in the days the Tibetan refugees actually dug like holes in the mountains for them to live and hide from the Chinese. And yeah, well, the hike was pretty rugged. As you can see, there's a village down there, and just now there was the start of a little staircase here. This staircase has completely deteriorated. I guess maybe leftovers of an earthquake or landslide, I don't know. But I see some homemade dugout stairs in the dirt here, so we'll take these. It's marching on. Okay, back on the regular steps. They don't look too safe either, but hey, let's soldier on. So yes, guys, we've made it to the cave, and wow, I guess I'll take my mask off for a second. But I mean, this is serious. I mean, imagine this has been dug out by hand, and actually this specific cave, according to the plaque outside, was also used by a famous sage who came and meditated in this cave. And I guess that's why there are also so many prayer flags. But yeah, like I said, I mean, Tibetan refugees hid in these caves and made it their home. First of all, as you can see, their flags are barely moving, so it's quite protected from the wind. And once you open, I mean, once you close the opening there, I suppose it is really safe. It's safe from the elements. As sturdy as it is, I'm pretty sure it's safe from earthquakes too. And yeah, so there is another room here. It's actually got a little door, and let me see. Nah, it's locked. I think on the description it said that that's the room where the sacred monk meditated. So I guess they don't want anybody to go in there, especially, I mean, I can see I can see quite a lot of animal footprints out here, so I'm sure they don't want any wildlife going and you know, desecrating the sacred site. But yeah, so there are tons of these caves, cave homes, so to speak, out here in the mountains. And seriously, some of them, I mean, this was a stressful enough hike, but somebody was kind enough to build a, well, let's call it a staircase. I don't know if I want to really call it a fully staircase, but yeah, somebody made the way up here more easy. Whereas some of the other caves, I mean, you look at them and you really wonder, how on earth did the people get there? Because there's no entrance on the ground level, and there's no really entrance on the top of the hill, but they're sort of, yeah, carved out of the rock, in the middle of the rock. And it's super fascinating. I kind of gotta do a bit more research on that, but yeah, so let's continue our trek and hike out here in the beautiful mountains of Mustang. And I'll put my mask back on because the wind is back, and as I said, the wind is chilly, the wind is dusty, and my voice is not the greatest, and I have a whole lot more dialogues to do here. So let's get back on the road. Well, on the road, on the dirt track. Texture of this. I mean, this is like mother of pearl, and then down here it's like, I mean, it's like an artwork, and it's not made by any person. This is nature, the mighty forces of nature. Just wow, 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 wow. So yes guys, what are my thoughts about Nepal? I mean, I don't want to repeat myself, so I'm not going to tell you once again how incredibly humbling Nepal has been to me, how much nature can make an impression on you out here, and how incredibly spiritual this place is. Is Nepal cheap? No, absolutely not. I mean, compared to India, I would say it's at least 200% more expensive. And transportation, food, lodging, I mean, yeah, you know, you can be on a budget. You can be staying in some little tea houses and all of that. And you can be on a high roller budget and be staying at the 5-star hotels. However, out here in the ruggedy-duggedy mountains, I wish you good luck finding 5-star hotels. I wish you even good luck finding hot water. I personally have not had a shower in 3 days, so you guys are very lucky that this video does not do smell, because I don't think I smell very good right now. But then again, I have a blocked nose, so even if I smell like a pig, I don't know it, and pretty much everyone around me has the sniffles too, so it's all good, guys. It's all good. There is not a lot of availability. I mean, you know, there is not a lot of domestic airports. There's not a lot of tourist buses, which Westerners might want to look for because they want air conditioning. And quite frankly, the tourist buses don't make much sense because the road here are in such appalling condition, with very few exceptions, that I mean, you're gonna bounce anyway. So if you're bouncing on a comfortable sofa seat or you're bouncing on a ruggedy-duggedy seat, you're still bouncing, and you're gonna just have to, you know, count that you're gonna be traveling around 8 to 9 hours for around less than 200 kilometers. But it's all part of the adventure. And keep in mind that as soon as you want to go trekking into the mountains, you're gonna need permits, because the Nepalese government is really restrictive on who goes up the mountains. First of all, for safety reasons, but also, especially here in the Mustang region, because it is so close to the Chinese border, that they're sort of concerned about, you know, spies and people infiltrating. So yeah, you definitely need to get your permits sorted. So, I mean, the government is very restrictive on who hikes these mountains. First of all, it's a security matter. They don't want you to get lost. I would also certainly recommend, if you're going to do ABC Annapurna Base Camp, or even like EBC Everett Base Camp, that you don't do it alone. Don't be stupid. Take somebody with you. I mean, even I took a good friend, well, actually, you know, somebody that I was recommended, and we became friends now. Come here, Pravil, come in my video. I wanted people to see you too. So yeah, I mean, you know, safety first. This is a different country. Pravil here has been absolutely amazing. He's taken care of me. He's taken me to amazing places, and taken me on a few rather sketchy hikes too, but I'm still alive. We're all good. Thank you for everything, my brother. And yeah, guys, all I can say is visit Nepal. I mean, seriously, once in a lifetime, you gotta see the Himalayas. Find yourself a good guide. If you want Pravil's contacts, I will put the number and the description in the video here, so feel free to contact Pravil. And for the rest, yes, go online, find yourself tour guides, find yourself agencies, but most importantly, be safe, because this country here is nature at its rawest. I mean, there are earthquakes, there are avalanches, there are flash floods, there are strong winds like right now here in Mustang, and you're really going to be ready for the elements. But don't let fear stop you. Seriously, come into Nepal, experiencing the Himalayas, the hospitality of the people, and all in all, I can only say, do not miss it. Come visit Nepal. And for now, let's continue and let me show you more of this beautiful land, aka the roof of the world. you don't have gas, you don't have firewood, no problem if you got the sun. This right here is a solar oven, aka solar cooking stove, only in the Himalayas. These stone towers here in Nepal are called mane. And do you know why people built these stone towers? I frankly had no idea. I thought stone balancing was sort of an act of meditation and stuff. But no, actually there is a deeper meaning. Nepalese people built these rock balancing towers because they believe that this is like building a house in the heavens. I know the audio is not good because yes, this is Mustang. It is after... It is actually exactly 12 o'clock, and as I said in an earlier intro, afternoon is windy time, so excuse the audio, but still enjoy the money. Seriously, check this building here behind me. It looks like, I don't know, it looks like a museum. It looks like something out of somebody's imagination, but it's actually somebody's house, and not a house that people lived in a couple of 100 years ago. But this is an actual farmer's residence. He's got his animals here, there's firewood inside. I don't know where the farmer is, I'd love to talk to him, but I can see kids' clothing drying here, so most probably they're just out in the fields doing their work. But yeah, picturesque, really traditional villages, real people here in Mustang. this right here unfortunately brings us to the end of our Nepal adventure. What can I say? I mean, my month out here has been absolutely amazing. I mean, it's just been awe-inspiring. It's been spiritual. It's been everything that words cannot describe. I love mountains. I mean, you've seen me in a lot of locations going up and down mountains, and you know, I used to snowy peaks, be it the Sierra Nevada or the Alps or any of those. But quite frankly, there is nothing that comes close to the mighty Himalayas. I mean, they're inspiring, they're intimidating, they're fascinating, they're spiritual, and a whole lot more. So yes, frankly, Nepal has been absolutely amazing. Not just the landscape, but also its people, its food, its hospitality. And I can tell you for sure that I will be back someday to explore more of these beautiful landscapes, go up these mountains, and just soak up more of the spirituality. Until we meet again somewhere, somehow on this beautiful planet for more adventures, I want you guys to take good care of yourselves, stay happy, stay healthy, and most of all, God bless.